Oh, really? Ugh. I can't believe I'm making another one of these videos. How do I even start this video? I guess that's my question. I don't even know. Do I just get into it? Do I just start? Okay, so a lot of you guys and gals of this channel know that I disagree wholeheartedly with a lot of the hate and negative news that surrounds Star Trek Discovery and really just all of current Star Trek being produced. And I have gone after a few people in the past for basically just trying to drum up the negativity or spread rumors, to try to just create hysteria about Star Trek Discovery specifically. But now it seems to have shifted because Star Trek Discovery got its season 3 announcement. It's gone from, well, I heard Star Trek Discovery's season 3 budget has been slashed and it's only going to be short treks, and now it's the Picard show is in trouble and there's all these kinds of production issues, and who knows if the show's even going to be released now, and it's crazy. Are they even going to be able to meet the deadlines? And it's just moving on. Like, the story of negativity's gone from Discovery not being renewed to Discovery season 3 is going to be terrible to now the Picard show is going to be terrible. And so now we've arrived at this particular point, and I wasn't really going to address this at all until I saw that comment that I showed you guys at the beginning, where Midnight's Edge just seems to be unaware of their own inability to get things right when it comes to the rumors that they like to talk about in their videos. So today, we're going to go through all of it, and we're going to do this in kind of a different three-part type segment, where number one, I'm going to give you guys some of the facts and figures. Number two, we're going to talk about my overall impression of their truthiness, I guess. And then I'm just going to give some final thoughts on really what the issues are and why I think people continue to do this kind of stuff, even though it clearly makes no sense. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so from what I can tell, looking at Midnight Edge's YouTube channel, this will be the main YouTube channel. They have about 16 videos focused directly on Star Trek Discovery, on top of 6 live stream and or interviews that were either featured as Star Trek Discovery discussions or basically were heavily involved with Star Trek Discovery. And what I've done is, from the 16 regular videos that they have released, 12 of those videos, as far as I could tell, contained a rumors type section where they actually speculated and talked about things that they had been told through insider sources and things of that nature. So we're going to look at those 12 videos, and I'm going to rank them based off of different things. But before we get into that, though, I do need to go ahead and put a few qualifiers on this video. Number one, I am going to be showing a few clips, and they will be taken into that specific context, but I will link all of the videos that I will be discussing in my description back on Midnight's as YouTube channel, so that you can go and check out the clips in their entirety, and then you can tell me if I've taken them out of context or not, or perhaps misunderstood. I don't believe that I have, but I don't want anyone to think that I'm trying to manipulate the data. I'm just not trying to steal all of their footage and put it into my video and, causing all of those copyright issues or all that other stuff from them. So that's why I'm only going to be using different little clippets as opposed to the full videos. So I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to, build a narrative, so to speak. The next thing I want to go ahead and talk about is that I know a lot of people associate Midnight's Edge with kind of the rumor mill saying that season 3 of Discovery was never going to happen. And in all of the videos that I've watched, I haven't watched all of the live streams or interviews because I don't have, 10 hours to sit around and do that. But the regular videos that they have released, they have been very clear and very careful not to say that Star Trek Discovery wouldn't get a season 3. They never said that. Their inside sources, as far as I could tell, said that the show will not be renewed. It was just heavily implied. They just added additional evidence to it based off of all of the production issues and the lack of money and Les Moonves being fired and Alex Kurtzman being there and all these other things. They just heavily implied it, but they never specifically stated it. So that's another qualifier I want to add on there, is I won't actually be able to mention that because that was a rumor that they never actually put forth. Okay, so the next thing is I want to put a qualifier on what the difference between a rumor and speculation is. And I feel like it's necessary to baseline this kind of definition moving into our second segment, where I actually talk about some of the rumors that they present in their videos. And I can't think of any better way to do that than to utilize videos from Midnight's Edge where they talk about speculation and rumors and the differences between them. So this is speculation.
And sued the makers of Axanar for copyright infringement. But did CBS engage in this lawsuit because the makers of Axanar took the concept of a fan film too far and paid actors and craftsmen for work on a licensed property they do not own? Or because the story stepped on grounds that CBS intends to cover themselves in Star Trek Discovery?
while this is a rumor.
This rumor claims that the story of the pilot involves Spock's father, Sarek, and the explanation of how two other roles played by original Sarek actor Mark Leonard, a Romulan commander and a Klingon commander, were trans-dimensional incarnations of Sarek himself. These and other changes made to the scripts are said to have made them unfilmable.
Now, you may think to yourself, well, what's kind of the difference? I don't really understand it. Well, the big one being is, one of them is, the speculation piece is just an idea that you may come up with. That's your own thought that is sitting there saying, well, based off of some of this information and based off of my own gut and intuition, I believe that this may be the case, which in that case, with the Garth of Izar thing, it makes sense. Like, you have the Axanar lawsuit, you have CBS going after them, they're talking about a TOS show. It makes sense that that possibly could be why they were going after Axanar, is because that the Garth of Izar storyline was what they were going to be doing. That makes sense. Now, the rumor piece is being passed off as a leak from inside the production studio that was someone else's thought that they were given, and they are now turning around and presenting it as evidence of what's going to be happening, whereas this trans-dimensional story was never a thing that was going to be going on, and I don't know if maybe they were just throwing that on the storyboard and somebody that was in passerby, assuming that they actually have an actual source that actually works on the production. Perhaps they saw that idea being thrown up on the storyboard and wanted to pass that off to them as, a way to drum up some drama about the show. Or they just made it up themselves, or the person who's telling them this made it up themselves. But that's the difference between a speculation and a rumor. It's you're passing it off as someone else's idea, you're not coming up with it yourself, and you're trying to pass it off as fact based off of what people are telling you. And again, I understand that they say, like a big old block that says, this is rumors and this is speculation, so we can't verify this. And then they go on to say, but our sources and our inside information is telling us XYZ. So again, it's contradictory. You don't get to have your cake and eat it too. You don't get to sit there and say, well, it's all just speculation, I can't verify this. But I'm going to tell you everything terrible about what I think about the show and give you the worst possible outcome ever and try to pass that off. That's the rumor mill churning itself up. Okay, so from what I can gather from the 12 videos that I watched that included a rumors section, 3 of them came out as mostly truthful, a few came out as somewhat truthful, and then the majority of them came out as not really truthful at all in regards to the rumors that are being reported in the videos. Now, a lot of these videos do contain factual information that's kind of underlaid with the rumor mill stuff that's, kind of plugged into it to try to get people all hyped up. However, that's the problem with Midnight's Edge, is that they do such quality work in certain areas that other people will sit there and believe anything else that they say because they've come to trust them as a news source, specifically about insider information for Star Trek Discovery. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and break down each of these episodes and all of the different things that I had issues with. So in this first one here, this was predominantly truthful. Again, this was predominantly a speculation video. Yeah, you were wrong about the Garth of Izar thing, but everyone was speculating all over the place about the different plot theories, about, what was going to be inside of Star Trek Discovery. So anyone who's trying to point to this video as a bad one for Midnight's Edge just doesn't really understand the differences, again, between rumors and speculation. In this video here, you start to get a little bit more wily in the things that you're trying to pass off as. Now, this one you talk about how the producers are not real fans of Star Trek, which is just a ridiculous rumor. I don't even know why you bothered to say that. Brian Fuller saying that the shows are going to get canceled before they even finish the season 1 of Discovery, which is also a rumor that no one can verify. The trans-dimensional universe theory, that was also a rumor. In this third one here, Alex Kurtzman, you say, is out as producer. That's not true. Now he's the entire showrunner of all things Star Trek. Yes, there is, you do say this, that there is an issue with the transmedia strategy for CBS and Paramount to talk about different ways of producing Star Trek merchandise that makes sense for consumers and makes everybody the most amount of money. I agree with that particular point as well. You also state that Bad Robot is a production company for Discovery, which it is not. I don't know why you guys keep saying that. It's not a production company, nor is Paramount Pictures. I don't know why you guys keep saying that. It's important to note that CBS has engaged in an agreement with Secret Hideout and Alex Kurtzman to produce Trek content. That does not mean it's a magical alternate Star Trek license that they're going to be making all sorts of crazy universe-ending things happening. No. They engaged in a legal contract with Secret Hideout to produce Trek content. It's normal. Ugh. In this one here, you state that Discovery will be relabeled as a generic Trek show like American Horror Stories. That's also not going to happen. Actors are asking their agents supposedly to find them acting gigs because the show's going to get canceled. That also didn't happen. And then there was no Wrath of Khan series, and Nicholas Meyer's show didn't really get off the ground, essentially when season 1 started, based off of his own interview that he did with you guys a few months ago. It just wasn't going to happen. So you guys were wrong on that one as well. In this episode here, all the stuff that you guys report on is actually true. So kudos to you. In this video here, you guys talk about how Star Trek Discovery isn't in the Prime timeline. And that's not true. And we kind of got shown that based off of the fact that the Cage was featured, video from the Cage was featured inside of Star Trek Discovery's Season 2. And you guys have swapped your position on this from this.
None of the Prime Timeline series played out exactly like we know them. The purpose of doing so is to wipe out the Prime Timeline once and for all, never to revisit it again, or even pay lip service to it.
To this.
Of Star Trek Discovery can separately license any design from the original canon, even original footage, as was done in the case of The Cage. But from a legal point of view, the original and current alternate Star Trek are two legally different entities made under legally different copyrights.
So now it went from we're never going to see the Prime timeline or anything about it ever again, or any lip service, as you say, ever again, to, well, yeah, the Discovery guys can license different things from the old school Trek shows and put it in, but then they can't be monetized beyond that. Well, you guys are kind of just moving the goalpost, in my opinion, a little bit, and ultimately the show is in the Prime universe. It's in the Prime universe. It may be a different timeline in the Prime universe, but it's in the Prime universe. Right now, we have Mirror Universe, which in itself, based off of Beta Canon, has different timelines. Then we have the Prime Universe, which is what we're in right now, and the Kelvin Universe. Those are the universes that we're dealing with. That's it. Okay, in this next video, you guys talk a little bit about how Gretchen and Aaron were getting fired. That is true from everything that I have read online and all of the other outside sources that can independently verify. Gretchen and Aaron were fired because they either went over budget or they were really terrible to the staff, or probably a mix of both. This distribution price thing where you guys talk about how it went from like 40 to 35 to 30 down to 10, and they were basically just giving it away for free. That's just rumors, and you can't really independently verify that in any way, shape, or form, and I would argue that you guys are completely wrong on that because of the fact that Netflix does have the short treks internationally. So you also say in this video that the show, Star Trek Discovery, isn't as popular in European markets as they were kind of hoping for, but Parrot Analytics, based off of their 2018 in-demand report, would disagree with that wholeheartedly, so I don't believe that that rumor is true either. You also state in this video that Miss Redstone will not be pursuing the CBS-Viacom merger for the next 2 years as part of an agreement that you made with the interim CEO. However, Ms. Redstone has never once stopped advocating for the merger in a video that you even cover just a few months later. You say that she's not going to do it for another 2 years, and that's not true either. In this video here, I mean, we've already talked about this one. It's the 25% rule, which I just wholeheartedly disagree with, and I think you guys are wrong on. In this video here, you guys do talk about a little bit of the licensing merchandise problem again, but I do want to make an argument saying that it's self-imposed. It's not something that is being inflicted upon the Secret Hideout and the Discovery production team by CBS unfairly. CBS is doing it intentionally so that they can continue to market both the TOS stuff and the Discovery stuff, and they wanted things to look a little bit different, not only to freshen up the visuals and bring in a new audience, but so they can sell both things at the same time without having to stop the production on one. It makes no sense. Why would they want to stop production on one just to make room for the other one, or something that would overlap that? It would hurt their own profits. So I think it's a self-imposed change to make things look a little bit different so that they can get new license agreements with merchandisers and allow them to continue to sell all of the stuff at the same time. Okay, and so for your most recent videos about the Picard series, everything you guys are talking about, again, just harkens back to something that you've reported on for Star Trek Discovery way back in your, I think, first or second video on it, which said this.
A large number of licensees have made it clear that fans will hate the new look, so much so that they won't even be able to give merchandise based on it away, and that many of the licensees therefore are not on board with Star Trek Discovery. Blowback from the licensees is said to have contributed to the series being delayed several times.
And now you guys are saying the exact same thing for Picard.
However, they were second-guessed after the most important licensees made it known to those in charge that they would not be producing any merchandise based on these designs. Based on past experience and losses incurred from Bad Robot's earlier Star Trek movie merchandise, and the response among their core customers to Star Trek Discovery, the licensees reportedly did not believe they would be able to sell merchandise based on the planned designs for the Picard series.
So I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys just like saying the same stuff over and over again, if you truly believe this, if your inside source is just giving you a bunch of BS, but I really don't think, from anything that we've seen officially, that there's any problems with the Picard show. I just wish that y'all would stop. Just stop. Please. It is exhausting. The level of hatred that you guys are trying to build around these shows is just exhausting. And I know you guys do it for the views. I know you do it for the views. And maybe some of the stuff you agree with, maybe some of it you don't. I don't care. You guys do it for the views. You do it for the attention. You do it for the money. I get that. I get it. You're trying to hustle. You're trying to make your YouTube channel successful. You want to get 1 million subscribers. You want to get deals. You want to get merch. You want to get that cash. You want to get that popularity. You want to get that attention. And I get that. And selling negativity is a really easy way to do that. But just stop. Just stop. I just want you guys to just stop. Either own the fact that you guys make shit up and that you guys are just making rumors up and that you're wrong most of the time based off of this list, or stop making up the rumors. You don't get to sit there and tell people, well, actually, we're right most of the time, regardless of what other people may seem to think and try to tell you. No, you're not. And I didn't even cover all the things that I wrote down. I just don't want to continue to keep talking about this. From what I gathered, there were 24 big rumors that you tried to pass off as no shit, we have the information, we have the leaks, that were just flat wrong. Flat wrong. This is just a handful of things that I wrote down and that I wanted to cover. I tried to hit all the bigger ones, but there are little things that you guys just absolutely get wrong that you try to pass off as insider leaks and rumors. Now again, y'all do such great work with the actual fact reporting. You do great work with it. And I think that is the issue, is you do that great work and then you layer in these rumors, even though you give a disclaimer, but you still try to sit there and say, this is from an inside source. So when you say it's from an inside source, that makes people believe that you actually have a source. It's a channel with over 100,000 subscribers. It's possible they do have an inside source. And they do such great reporting about everything else, so I'm going to believe what the rumors are, regardless of anything. And then you try to sit there and say, well, we're right most of the time with the rumors, when you're not. And it's okay to say that you're wrong. It's okay to say, we got this wrong, or our source gave us information and that turned out not to be true. It's okay to do that. It doesn't make you look foolish. It actually makes you look more, in my opinion, have much more integrity by you sitting there saying, we were wrong about these things, as opposed to pretending like they didn't happen and then acting like you're right all the time. It's BS. And I just wish that you guys would either stop with this nonsense of we're just making up stuff to get views, or stop trying to pretend like you're right all the time. You don't get to do both. I just want you guys to just stick with something. Either you're the rumor channel and you're just reporting on rumors, or you're the fact channel and you're reporting on facts. Putting the two together is confusing to an audience. And I know it seems kind of stupid because you say to yourself, well, it's not my fault that they can't tell the difference. I put a disclaimer up. Well, you're also responsible. You're responsible for the content that you're producing, and you're responsible for the reaction that fans have to that content. And you are producing a product that is encouraging people to actively work against Star Trek. You're doing it, whether you like the show or not. We haven't even seen anything from the Picard show, and you're already drumming it up. You're already drumming it up, saying, well, there's production issues, and the merchandisers don't want it, which is the same story beat that you did for Discovery. And yet here we are with a third season renewal going on into the future. So it's just exhausting. That's all I have to say, is it's exhausting. Anyways, I know I'm going to get a lot of flame for this video. I know a lot of you are going to sit there and say again that I'm taking things out of context and that I'm not right. I'm trying to be as fair and balanced as I can with my reviews of this channel and their accuracy for rumors. Again, they do get things right. They get a lot of their facts right because they do good research. That is a fact. Midnight's Edge does good research and produces quality videos. Those are facts. It's also a fact that their inside sources get things wrong more often than they get things right. And those things can exist at the same time. So that's my final word on this. I know a lot of you guys and gals are going to hate me for talking negatively about Midnight's Edge again, but I'm just trying to head off the Picard mayhem, which seems to be already starting to drum up all over YouTube, and it's just exhausting. And I'm just wondering if we can just avoid it for the Picard show, at least until we even see the first episode, the first frame of the very first episode. Maybe we can just wait until it's done. I don't know. Anyways, guys and gals, that wraps up today's video. I know I touched on a lot of topics, and I'm curious to hear what all of you guys and gals think about this and the information that I provided to all of you. Overall, I do think that Midnight's Edge is wrong on their rumor stuff, and I think it's okay for them to admit that. But I'm curious to hear what your guys and gals' inputs on this topic are as well. So throw up those comments down below, and I'll catch all of you all next time. Live long and prosper, my Trekkies!